Welcome to the Random Green Podcast. On today's podcast episode, I will be interviewing none other than the amazing Malcom Willie Barnabas. Now, Malcom Willie Barnabas has an amazing story like no other. Malcom Willie Barnabas is a maintenance tech in a fertilizer factory. He runs all the machines. He operates them. Well, actually repairs them, and he goes around and he fixes all the fertilizer factories at the machine. And he just truly is an amazing person. And without any further ado, I'll just have Malcom Willie Barnabas take over for his amazing story of being a fertilizer factory maintenance worker. Malcom Willie Barnabas, thank you very much for coming on this podcast. And, well, I'm going to throw it all to you, Malcom Willie Barnabas, because it's your show. Well, this podcast episode is going to be your show. So tell us what you want to tell us. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about everything that you do, or within reason, of course. And yes, amazing. Thank you very much again, Malcom Willie Barnabas, for coming on the show. It's all yours now, Malcom. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me on here and this awesome podcast, world famous podcast. And I want you to know that I have a real fun job at as I do a lot of maintenance and make sure the fertilizer runs properly through all the ventilator. Well, I have to make sure that the fertilizer gets to the proper the ammonia levels and all that. And it's really quite fun. And a lot of times I really just enjoy the job I do. I get there at 5 o'clock in the a.m. and then I work to 7 p.m. at night, and I just make sure all the fertilizer factories are all operating, or all the proper ammonia levels and all the different kinds of fertilizer, and I gotta be careful that combustion and all that other good stuff doesn't overheat and overventilate, and I gotta make sure everything's running smoothly. It's really quite a good job. I really enjoy my 75-hour week job there at the fertilizer factory. It's a dream come true. I just wish I could do more hours. And it's like 75 hours ain't enough. I think anybody would probably attest to that. It's like that's what you're put on this earth to do, is work. Thank God. That's one of the saddest things about it, is I won't be able to work forever, and that's really quite of a sad situation going on there. The fact that at my fertilizer factory job, my fertilizer factory position, where I'm a fertilizer factory maintenance person, I'm only putting in 75 hours a week, and that's the mandatory. I tell you what, I told my bosses. Now this is at the fertilizer factory. That's where I'm a maintenance person at. I told them, let me just, don't pay me any extra. Just let me work. I wish I could put 100 hours in that beautiful place. Oh man, it's such a beautiful. Oh, I love that fertilizer factory.
Wow, that is such a beautiful story. I'm choked up again. This is amazing. There should be no dry eyes listening to this podcast. Barnabas, Barnabas, whatever. Oh, Malcolm Barnabas, Willie Barnabas. Yes, this is such an inspirational story.
Well, I tell you what, I agree with that there. Random Green podcast or Random Green TV podcast. I tell you what, it's one of those things where I love to do it every day, just not enough. When I'm able to hook up for example, if I do like a liquid fertilizer and to make sure the ammonias get separated with this one. It just it just gets me so excited when I'm able to, when I'm able, oh, it's a beautiful thing there when I'm able to make sure that the liquid nitrates and all the combustions and all that's just one of the greatest feelings a person can have is working on that fertilizer factory. Doing that, it's so beautiful, it's so awesome. I tell you what, I know, just try not to envy me too much. I mean, there's more to life than working in the fertilizer factory. Not much, but I tell you what, there is. That's right. One of the most funnest things is hook up the pesticide sprayer and work on that and get all the applications and all that all set up. And when I get that pesticide sprayer and fertilizer all mixing together, that's one of the most exciting feelings in the world. I'm able to do that, and I'm able to. Oh boy, I tell you what. And then the chemicals, make sure the chemicals are all flowing in a nice, orderly manner. I tell you what, that orderly manner, when you're able to, if I'm having trouble with the machine, it's like, come on, I can't wait to get this fixed so I can see the beautiful fertilizer and the pesticide. Oh, it's so one of those things. It just gets my, oh, I get so excited. I just can't stop thinking about it. I just thank you for allowing me to come on this world famous podcast. Oh boy, it just gets my mojo going. My mojo is going now. I can't believe people wouldn't want to apply to fertilizer factory. I tell you what, it don't make any sense. There should be people lined up at the fertilizer factory, lined up, going, please, please, give me a job here. That's how awesome it is. It's a exhilarating feeling of, oh, it's the best. Being a fertilizer factory maintenance worker, boy, I tell you what, oh, I could go on and on, about this, but it's one of those things where I'm just getting too excited about. Now I just gotta go back to that fertilizer factory and do some more maintenance on the machines, making sure the pesticides and the liquid, the ionizers and all the parts are flowing through the fertilizer. I feel it in my veins. I feel it in my soul. Please, I just need to get back to the fertilizer factory. Ah.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast. It seemed pretty normal, don't you think? All right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for future podcasts.